Is blood really thicker than water, or is it just more expensive to clean up when it spills? That is the big question haunting every hallway at Forrester Creations this week. We have a secret cousin connection that is about to blow the roof off the building. Honestly, have we reached the point where the Forresters are so blinded by their own power struggles that they are letting a literal predator walk through the front door in a cheap wig? It is wild to think about. Welcome to our deep dive into the high-stakes world of the week of May 18th, 2026. This week, the term family business is taking on a much darker and more twisted meaning. To really get what is going on, we have to look at the two-front war being fought right now. On one side, you have Ridge Forrester trying to play God with the company. This move has left Brooke Logan totally devastated and Hope's career literally hanging by a thread. Ridge is in full damage control mode. He is trying to soothe the ego of a wife he just publicly sidelined in favor of his daughter, Steffi. It is a classic Ridge move, isn't it? He wants to have his cake and eat it too while the bakery burns down around him. But the real ticking time bomb isn't in the CEO's chair. It is in the design office. Melissa Dillon is that art teacher who has been desperately trying to scrub the blood of Luna from her hands. She is trying to rebuild her life, but she just saw a ghost. Her cousin, the disgraced and dangerous Remy Price, is back. And he isn't just lurking. He is demanding a seat at the table. Dillon is enjoying a fragile peace with Electra Forrester right now. Remember, Electra is the woman Remy traumatized with deepfakes and stalking. If that secret comes out, the peace won't just be broken. It will be totally obliterated. Think about Dillon's strategy here. She is staying silent to survive. She knows that in the Forrester world, you're judged by the company you keep. Her company is a man who tried to dismantle Electra's life. By staying silent, she is essentially building her new life on a foundation of quicksand. Why did Dillon snap at Remy to stay away the second she saw him? If we look at it from a psychological perspective, Remy represents Dillon's shadow self. He is the part of her past she wants to bury alongside Luna. When she tells him to promise to stay away, she isn't just talking about the office. She is trying to banish her own guilt. Every time she looks at Remy, she sees the art camp job he helped her get. That job is a constant reminder that her current success is tied to his dark influence. Dillon has to be feeling a suffocating level of anxiety. Can you imagine the terror of finally being accepted by a group of people, especially Electra and Will, only to have the one person who could destroy that acceptance standing in the doorway? She isn't acting out of anger. She is acting out of pure, unadulterated fear. And we really need to look at Remy's redemption journey for what it actually is. It feels like a high-stakes guilt trip. He claims he wants to reunite with Deke and get a job at FC to prove he's changed. But he's using Dillon as his human shield. By demanding a favor for the art camp job, he is effectively blackmailing her without ever using the word. This isn't a family reunion. It is a hostage situation where Dillon's reputation is the ransom. In my opinion, Dillon is making a fatal mistake by not coming clean to Will immediately. Will Spencer has already shown he has a protective streak for her. He still has deep feelings for her. We see him having those private smiles over their shared memories. If she told him the truth now, he could help her. By waiting until he overhears it or demands answers, she turns a family connection into a conspiracy of lies. Remy is showing some really classic narcissistic traits here. He is actually shocked when Dillon pushes back.
Why?
Because he doesn't see her as an individual with her own career. He sees her as an extension of his own needs. His claim that he thought they were friends is just a manipulation tactic. It is designed to make Dillon feel like the bad guy for protecting herself. It is a pivot from stalker to victim. It shows he hasn't changed a bit. Then we have Ridge's CEO power play. His refusal to make Brooke co-CEO isn't just about business titles. It is about the power balance in their marriage. By choosing Steffi over Brooke, Ridge is signaling that while Brooke is his Logan, Steffi is his legacy. He says he is trying to lessen the fallout, but can you really put a band-aid on a gunshot wound? Ridge seems to have a savior complex. He thinks he can manage the emotions of Brooke, Hope, and Steffi through damage control and peace offerings. But he is actually the one stoking the fire. He sees himself as the bridge between the Logans and the Forresters, but he is actually the wall, This whole fight isn't just about Brooke wanting a bigger office. It is about Brooke wanting to protect Hope. Brooke knows that with Steffi in sole control, Hope for the future is a dead line walking. The CEO chair is the only shield Brooke has to protect her daughter from Steffi's favoritism and personal vendettas. When Ridge says no, he isn't just rejecting Brooke's career. He is signing the death warrant for Hope's professional future at Forrester. I honestly think Ridge is playing a very dangerous game. He is trying to stand up to Brooke to please Steffi, but all he's doing is creating a vacuum. And guess who is happy to fill it? Bill Spencer. Ridge is literally pushing the Logans out the door and into the arms of his greatest rival. It is short-sighted and arrogant. Hope isn't just distressed by the news. She is having a total crisis of identity. She tied the survival of her line to her mother's promotion. She made her success dependent on a man's permission. Now that the permission has been denied, she feels small and powerless. The answers she demands from Steffi later in the week are likely a desperate attempt to get some control back. Now, enter Dollar Bill Spencer. He is the master of the pivot. While Ridge is busy doing damage control, Bill is busy doing talent acquisition. He smells blood in the water at Forrester Creations. He knows that a humiliated Hope Logan is a motivated Hope Logan. Bill's sudden concern for Hope's career isn't about being a nice guy. It is a strategic strike against the Forresters. He is using Liam and Katie as sounding boards to validate his idea that Hope is being mistreated. By calling FC a dusty old fashion house, he is attacking the very core of the Forrester ego. He is offering Hope the one thing Ridge won't. He is offering unconditional support and a platform where she doesn't have to beg for respect. This week feels like the beginning of the end for the Logan and Forrester alliance. Bill is essentially telling Hope that she doesn't need to be a Forrester by marriage or an employee. She can just be a Logan. He is reframing her failure at FC as a new opportunity to build her own empire. This is psychological warfare, and Bill is winning. I actually agree with Bill here, which feels weird to say. If Hope stays at Forrester, she will always be subject to the whims of the Forrester family. Zend is already exploding over the favoritism shown to RJ. Hope is the next target on the list. Why fight for a thread of a career when you can have the whole spool at Logan? The tension is really ratcheting up because these three separate fires are about to become one massive inferno. You have Zend reaching an understanding about his future. That sounds like code for I'm done being second best, doesn't it? You have Taylor returning with a new understanding of Brooke. That usually means the old rivalries are about to get a major upgrade. But the real escalation happens on Thursday and Friday. Elektra learns a shocking truth. All signs point to the Dylan and Remy connection finally being exposed. Think about the layers of betrayal here. Dylan lied about who she was. Dylan is related to the man who nearly ruined Elektra's life. And Dylan has been meeting with this man in secret right under Elektra's nose. Then there is the Will Spencer factor. On Friday, Will puts his heart on the line. This is a huge moment. Is he making himself vulnerable to Dylan just as she's about to be outed as a liar? Or is he trying to win back Elektra? He might not realize that his reminiscing about Dylan is what started this whole trust gap in the first place. Will's instinct is to defend Dylan. But if he discovers the Remy link and decides to keep it a secret for her sake, he is essentially handing Elektra a one-way ticket back to RJ Forrester. Will is in a no-win situation. If he protects Dylan's secret, he betrays Elektra's trust. If he tells the truth, he destroys the woman he's still smiling about in private. This isn't just a love triangle. It is a moral labyrinth. I predict that Dylan won't be the one to tell the truth. It will probably be Will overhearing a tense discussion. Or maybe Remy will deliberately drop a hint to blow up Dylan's life when she refuses to help him. Once the cousin drama hits the fan, Dylan will be an outcast at Forrester Creations. And I predict that by the end of May, Hope will officially leave Forrester. The bad news Brooke delivers is the final straw. Hope's demand for answers from Steffi will likely end in a blowout that makes their previous fights look like a tea party. Hope isn't just losing a job. She's losing her patience with the status quo. While the rest of the company burns, RJ and Zend putting their differences aside for the sake of the company feels like a temporary truce. Expect this to crumble the moment a new design opportunity arises. Zen's moment of epiphany likely involves the realization that as long as Ridge is in charge, the favoritism he hates will never truly go away. Whose side are you on in the CEO battle? Do you think Ridge was right to protect Steffi's position? Or should he have rewarded Brooke's loyalty with a co-CEO title? Does he owe her that much? Or is business just business? And is Dylan a victim or a villain? Does she have a right to keep her family connection to Remy a secret to protect her new life? Or is her silence a direct betrayal of Electra's friendship? Can you ever really move on from a past like hers if you're still tied to people like Remy? Let's talk about Remy's return in a bit more detail. His disguise at Forrester Creations is more than just a plot device. It is a metaphor. Remy wearing a wig and sneaking around the design office shows that he is literally wearing a mask of redemption while keeping his predatory habits. He claims he's a changed person, but someone who has changed doesn't skulk in doorways watching their victims. Remy is gaslighting Dylan. By claiming he thought they were friends when she snaps at him, he is trying to make her feel guilty for setting boundaries. This is a common tactic used by manipulators. He wants to regain control over someone who is trying to break away. He knows he has the favor of the art camp job over her head. He's using that debt to keep her tethered to him. Whose side are you on in the CEO battle? Do you think Ridge was right to protect Steffi's position? Or should he have rewarded Brooke's loyalty with a co-CEO title? Does he owe her that much? Or is business just business? And is Dylan a victim or a villain? Does she have a right to keep her family connection to Remy a secret to protect her new life? Or is her silence a direct betrayal of Electra's friendship? Can you ever really move on from a past like hers if you're still tied to people like Remy? Let's talk about Remy's return in a bit more detail. His disguise at Forrester Creations is more than just a plot device. It is a metaphor. Remy wearing a wig and sneaking around the design office shows that he is literally wearing a mask of redemption while keeping his predatory habits. He claims he's a changed person, but someone who has changed doesn't skulk in doorways watching their victims. Remy is gaslighting Dylan. By claiming he thought they were friends when she snaps at him, he is trying to make her feel guilty for setting boundaries. This is a common tactic used by manipulators. He wants to regain control over someone who is trying to break away. He knows he has the favor of the art camp job over her head. He's using that debt to keep her tethered to him. Dylan's background as an art teacher is vital here. She spent her life creating beauty and teaching others how to see the world. Yet her own reality is a mess of dark secrets and accidental death. Her struggle this week is the ultimate unfinished business. She thought she could paint over her past, but Remy is the permanent ink that keeps bleeding through the canvas. I find it incredibly frustrating that Dylan is focusing more on her renewed friendship than on the actual danger Remy poses to Electra. Electra was traumatized. If Dylan truly cared for Electra, her first move wouldn't be to shoo Remy away. It would be to call security and alert everyone that a known stalker is on the premises. By trying to handle it privately, she is prioritizing her own social standing over Electra's actual safety. We also have to talk about the new sheriff line from Bill. This isn't just Bill being Bill. It is a declaration of war against the Forrester monopoly on the fashion industry. For years, the Logans have been the guests in the Forrester house. Bill is proposing a world where the Logans have their own house and their own rules. Ridge's attempt to offer Brooke some other title instead of co-CEO is insulting. It's the professional equivalent of thanks for your input. Now go sit in the corner. Brooke's emotional plea was about more than just a title. It was about the security of her and Hope's legacy. Ridge's refusal proves that in his eyes, Brooke will never be an equal partner. Why does Hope feel her career is in the balance? Because she has realized that her talent isn't enough to overcome the family name on the building. Zend is feeling the same thing. It is a culture of favoritism that prioritizes RJ's designs over experienced talent. Hope is seeing that her hope for the future line is being used as a pawn in a larger game between Steffi and Brooke. Liam and Bill are acting as the voices of reason for Hope, but they are also acting as catalysts for a major shift. If Hope leaves, she takes the for the future aspect of Forrester with her. She leaves them with a dusty old-fashioned house that is obsessed with its own past. Bill isn't just offering her a job. He's offering her the chance to be the one who makes the Forresters irrelevant. I actually agree with Bill here. If Hope stays at Forrester, she will always be subject to the family hierarchy. Steffi's leadership style is what created this mess in the first place. Her dislike for Hope has caused collateral damage to Zen's career. It has created a toxic work environment where everyone is looking for the exit. Steffi thinks she's winning by keeping Brooke out of the CEO chair, but she's actually winning a prize that is rapidly losing its value. When Thursday rolls around and Elektra learns the truth, I believe the shock won't just be about Dylan being Remy's cousin. It will be the realization that Dylan knew what Remy did and still let him get close again. Elektra has trust issues already. This will be the ultimate confirmation that her instincts were right. She can't trust anyone at Forrester. If Will is the one who puts his heart on the line right as this secret breaks, he's going to get caught in the crossfire. His vulnerability will be met with Elektra's shock. This creates a massive emotional chasm. If he defends Dylan one more time, he loses Elektra forever. This is the week where Will Spencer finally has to grow up and choose a side. We can't ignore the spoiler where Katie questions her motives behind pursuing Hope. This is a fascinating psychological pivot. Katie has been working with Bill to create something great, but is she really doing it for Hope? Or is she doing it to stick it to the Forresters? Or maybe she feels guilty for how the Logan family has been pushed aside. By questioning herself, Katie is admitting that the move to Logan might be more about family revenge than career advancement. Katie has always been the moral compass of the Logan sisters. But by pursuing Hope, she is effectively recruiting her for a corporate war. Her self-reflection suggests that she realizes she might be putting Hope in the middle of a conflict that Hope isn't ready for. It's a moment of rare clarity in a week dominated by ego and secrets. The real struggle for Hope isn't just about the office. It's about whether she wants to be a Forrester or a Logan. Katie's pursuit of Hope represents the pull of her maternal line. If Hope leaves FC, she is finally choosing her mother over her father figure, Rich. This is a massive psychological shift for a character who has spent her whole life trying to earn a seat at the Forrester table. By Friday, the tension between Dylan and Remy reaches a breaking point. Dylan faces a new opportunity. This could be a way out of the Remy drama, or it could be a new trap. I predict that the favor Remy wants isn't just a job. It's access to something at Forrester that he can use to reunite with Deke. Dylan is stuck in a tight spot she never wanted to be in, and that usually leads to a mistake. If she gives him even an inch, he will take a mile. And that mile will lead him straight to Elektra's desk. When Hope demands answers on Thursday, expect her to call out Steffi's dislike and favoritism directly. This isn't just a meeting. It's an explosion. Hope has nothing left to lose because her career is already hanging by a thread. This is the version of Hope we've been waiting for. One who stops apologizing and starts fighting. This week, the cost of keeping a secret is going to be higher than anyone expected. Whether it's Dylan's cousin connection